I'm Jim Ross. Thank you very much for being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tremendous program. You're going to see Chavo Guerrero in this hour. Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams will be in tag team combination. Plus, you will see one of the biggest matches that we've ever had. And at this time, I would like to introduce to all the fans across the United States the new commissioner of the Universal Wrestling Federation. He is the starting left guard, number 68 for the San Francisco 49ers, a man that has 2 Super Bowl rings, a graduate of West Texas State University. We're very happy to have, and I hope that you will give him a great welcome to the new commissioner of the UWF, John Ayers. Right here on the program in this hour, you will see the Universal Heavyweight Championship defended. The champion is 6 feet 9, 502 pounds, the one-man gang. John Ayers has signed to go against the one-man gang. We were in the dressing rooms earlier, seeing the one-man gang getting ready. His opponent is 6 feet 8, 350 pounds. Big Bubba Rogers will challenge the one-man gang, and this is the gang's biggest opponent ever, John.
I think so. I think the one-man gang has always outweighed everybody by 250, 350 pounds. And this is the first time we went out and found somebody that's his size and stature, to give him a real test.
I think that the one-man gang will certainly be tested in this evening. We have seen footage of the gang and Big Bubba Rogers getting dressed in the dressing room prior. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert has just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, and a lot of fans, including all the wrestlers, are excited about this matchup. 2 of the biggest men that the sport has ever known in just a few moments will be in this ring to decide the most coveted singles title in all of wrestling. Your thoughts on that match?
Jim Ross, my thoughts on this match right here. Everybody's talking about a super fight and a super match in wrestling. Well, sir, I got to shake your hands for putting this match together because we all know about the one-man gang, how bad he is, how big he is. I'll tell you right now, Jim Ross, I'm nervous for both men. And for Big Bubba Rogers, where he's from, with Jim Cornette, everything. I went back and tried to shake his hand to wish him luck. He wouldn't even talk to me. I'm waiting to see this showdown.
It's going to be a great one, and we'll have it for you right after this. Timeout.
Mom's magic meatloaf is weighing on you like a ton of bricks. Send the bubbles of Alka-Seltzer to the rescue, because speed is what you need to lift the heaviness off your stomach and relieve your heartburn and pounding headache fast. So for fast relief, let the bubbles rise to the occasion.
Alka-Seltzer to the rescue.
Try new extra strength Alka-Seltzer. More of what you take Alka-Seltzer for.
You, which medicated pad holds more cleansers?
Stridex.
Wrong. Now, which pad holds more cleansers?
Oxy! Yeah, but I need a maximum strength pad.
Some people never learn.
Save the clams!
What's with Wiley?
It's the Monroe Save the Clam sale. Buy Monroe shocks and struts now and save a pile of clams.
Great! More clams for the clam bake.
Clam bake?
Nice going.
See your Monroe ride expert today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match for the Universal Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the champion from Chicago at 500 pounds, the one-man gang.
Jesus Christ.
I find it most interesting, ladies and gentlemen, Skandar Akbar is not here at ringside with the one-man gang. Be that as it may, I have been joined by Steve Dr. Death Williams. And Doc, welcome to ringside.
Hey, it's great to be here, Jim Ross. Exciting place, Muskogee, Oklahoma, boy. The roof's shaking, the floor's shaking, everything's happening right here. I can feel it.
This place is jam-packed. Steve Dr. Death Williams and I'll be describing the action. And 2 of the biggest men in all of wrestling. They're going to get it on right here in just a moment. Big Bubba Rogers and the one-man gang. Let's go back up to Mike Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, also introducing from Louisville at 350 pounds, the challenger, Big Bubba Rogers. This match, 1 fall or television time remaining.
This match, 1 fall or television time remaining. And it's for the most coveted title in all of wrestling. the Universal Heavyweight Championship as referee Carl Fergie presents the championship belt to Commissioner John Ayers, who is also at our ringside table. I'm here with two of the greatest football players that the game has ever known, Steve Dr. Death Williams and John Ayers. And we are in, I mean, this building is packed. The people, you can cut, Doc, the electricity with a knife here.
Woo.
Well, Doc, if you got a favorite, what do you think?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to tell you who my favorite is. I'm just going to wait to the outcome of the match. You know, Jim Ross, boy, it's a privilege to be here with John Ayers. You know, I can relate to John Ayers and everything he's been through.
Well, I tell you what, we got two of the big ones, the two big guys moving each other around. And John brought up the point that the gang rarely wrestles anyone close to his own size. Bubba Rogers at 6'8" and 350 is as close to the gang size as you can get.
Jim Ross is like 2-minute offensive tackles going head to head, headbutting, driving each other around. Whoa! Whoa.
That's like two bulls. That's like, here they go. Boom!
Tell me, Jim Ross, that's like two semi-trucks running into each other.
Two of the biggest and two of the toughest men that this sport has ever known, Big Bubba Rogers. We all know he's been the paid bodyguard of Jim Cornette for quite some time. He's done some mercenary work for J.J. Dillon. And the gang trying to slam Big Bubba, and Bubba has blocked the body slam. And the gang, who normally has a great physical advantage, Doc, over his opponents, does not have that great physical advantage over Big Bubba Rogers, but the gang is blocking the body slam as well. I tell you, what kind of strategy, Doc? These men are big, both near 400 pounds, the gang at 500 pounds, Bubba 350. It's a whole different strategy.
I'll tell you what, Jim Ross, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be any technique. It's just going to be right out fighting out here tonight.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this match is one ball or television time remaining.
I can even feel the ring shaking our table here, Jim.
Ooh! Big Bubba all the way over and outside. Almost wiped out the cameraman, but Big Bubba Rogers went all the way over the top. Referee Carl Fergie out there. This could turn into a Pier 6 brawl at any moment, and that's what is happening right here. Bubba Rogers hammered. Big Bubba hammered at that steel ring post. The one-man gang manhandling the referee. This one's going to get very physical, Doc, before it's all said and done. And Bubba Rogers has been lacerated. Bubba Rogers buries the right hand. He's fighting back. Who? And those right hands. This is the Universal Wrestling Federation, Doc. Where is it tougher than the UWF?
I'll tell you, Jim Ross, it's got me at the edge of my seat right now. I'll tell you, these two big bulls going at it one-on-one.
We'll be taking a commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, a little bit later. We'll keep you posted on that. Woo! All that momentum in the big man, 500 pounds, goes down. I'll tell you, if this is any indication of what John Ayers is going to do for the UWF, he's starting off with a bang because what a signing.
I'll tell you what, Jim Ross, you know what to expect the UWF. Anything can happen. Each day, more exciting and more excitement comes to the ring.
And more physical
Woo,
and tougher every day.
Physical, not the word. Powerhouse. That's all we got out here, powerhouse.
Rogers coming down with a coup de grace. He kicks out. And the gang on the outside. What power from Bubba Rogers. The gang look of bewilderment on his face. He's 5'02", and he just elevated by Big Bubba. We'll be taking a commercial break in about a minute. Gang holding that bud. Bubba Rogers with that karate kick. Can you imagine a man 6'8" and 350 pounds with that but the gang, his head has been splattered on that wooden table. The one-man gang and the gang has been busted open, and Bubba Rogers ripping at the face of the one-man gang, who has been deeply lacerated here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Rogers and the gang outside, the referee trying to keep this thing in order. Oh, right into the post.
Just like I said, Jimbo, this ain't gonna be pretty. I guarantee it's gonna be an awful-looking match after it's all done.
This is the Universal Wrestling Federation, and we'll be right back with more action of this championship match after this timeout.
If money were no object, anyone could afford to pay $100 for this French rope bracelet. It weighs over 10 grams and is layered entirely in 14-karat gold. And so is this golden nugget.
For action in the next 60 minutes. Right now, I'm here with the former UWF Tag Team Champions, Terry Taylor, and gentleman Chris Adams. I happened to be in Atlanta's Omni on Sunday night, April the 12th, to see the infamous match between Rick Steiner and Sting and these two gentlemen. Unfortunately, Steiner and Sting won the championship, but there was a great deal of controversy, as many of the fans in Atlanta saw. And Terry and Chris, gentlemen, I'm sorry it happened. I should be unbiased, but there's going to be better days in tag team wrestling for Terry Taylor and Chris Adams.
Yeah, I think so. You can't dwell on the past, though, Jim. It was a bad night. And I don't hold it against you, Chris, that you got pinned. I mean, it happens to everybody. But the way it happened, those two guys always out there, and there's always something going on. But Chris and I have been talking about it. I don't think there's a whole lot of bad blood about it. We could do it again if we decided we want. Go ahead.
No, you're right, but I was going to ask you a question, you see, because we have been tag team partners for a long time, and successful, and we've always looked after each other's back, and we've always looked after each other's interests, okay? So I figure, you know, I still don't know why we lost, and I think that we ought to get down to the nitty-gritty and go over the match and see exactly what happened. For example, you know, when you lose grip, you start to slide, and I don't want that to happen to me and you, Terry.
No, it's just a bad night, Chris. You know, that could happen to anybody. We just had a little bad luck. I'm not holding it against you. Please don't make it look like it's like, oh, it's not like that.
I realize that, but let's go over the match. What happened in the match?
That's in the past a little bit. I'm not trying to be a little hateful or anything, but it's in the past. We have to move forward. You can't keep looking back. Remember, we have beaten past for beaten men. We have to move forward.
But you are going to move forward in the tag team competition, quite obviously, right?
Sure. Well, remember we were talking in the car a little bit, and we said something about a little bit of singles and a little bit of tag. I mean, you have to spice it up a little bit. Remember in the car, you told me that.
Yeah, I told you that, sure, but I mean, I still want us to be tag team.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're running out of time. We'll talk more about this.
Tag team partners, singles, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, General Skandar Akbar has come to ringside. Akbar, the gang walking over to Akbar. Akbar is here. He is late. Why wasn't he here earlier? Rogers with the elbow. The gang has lost a lot of blood. I've never seen a battle like this in the UWF ever, Doc.
I tell you, Ross, it's getting down. They're getting right down dirty now. It's not a wrestling match, it's just a right-out fight.
And the most coveted title in professional wrestling today hangs in the balance. The most prestigious single title in all of wrestling, in any allegiance, in any alliance. This is the #1 title, and these two big men, these two big animals are fighting, and I mean it has been a brawl here in the UWF. The gang's in a precarious position here. He's losing blood, and the momentum is changing. Ooh, Rogers kicked the gang right in the head. The gang, how Bubba Rogers takes back over. He knows what this match means. General Skandar Akbar out here. I don't know if he had words with the gang or what they conversed, but the gang and Akbar did gain eye contact. I don't know what it's all about. The gang catches Big Bubba coming in. There's a headbutt, and that hurt both men, Doc.
I'll tell you what, Jim Ross. It's the most physical match I've seen at UWF. That's two big horses out there, Jimbo. I mean, two big horses.
If you just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jim Ross along with Steve Dr. Death Williams at ringside. We're sitting alongside the new UWF Commissioner, San Francisco 49ers, John Ayers. The UWF Heavyweight Championship, the most coveted heavyweight title in wrestling, is on the line here, right here on television. And we thank you so very much for being with us. Wherever you may be watching the UWF, we certainly appreciate. This is the hardest hitting, the most physical wrestling that you will ever see as the referee checks the cut of the one-man gang who has lost a lot of blood in this encounter. Big Bubba doesn't care anything about the rules, and obviously the gang doesn't. The gang and
going
Big
after
Bubba.
one thing, Jim Ross, that UWF belt. At this point, it doesn't matter what goes on. You're wanting to win that belt.
A lot of people got their eye on the belt, including Dr. Death. Big Bubba dropping the leg across the chest of the one-man gang. Ted DiBiase, Dr. Death, everybody that's in wrestling wants a shot at the #1 title in the sport today.
And I'm getting a close eye on both these contenders here. This Big Bubba, he's a big old character.
6'8", 350 plus. The gang 6'9", 500, and they have battled. What a battle it's been. I've never seen the gang punished in all the battles like he has had the battle on his hand with Big Bubba Rogers. Oh, good! Oh.
Why'd you hear it all the way to here, Jimbo? That rattled my throat.
Boom! The one-man gang with that big elbow. And now the gang.
There's 747 here.
If he hits the 747,
oh boy,
it's over. It will be over. I don't care who's underneath. The gang's lost a lot of blood. He's slow getting there.
He's busy. He's wobbling up there.
The gang missed. Bubba rolls out of the way. The referee goes down. Big Bubba. The referee is down. And Big Bubba Rogers seizes the moment. He is on the top rope. Bubba Rogers comes off the top.
He's on the smash.
One.
Oh, no. We got to change it.
We've got a new champion. There is a new UWF Heavyweight Champion. Big Bubba Rogers has won the coveted title in wrestling today.
Unbelievable, Jim Ross. Unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and new UWF champion, Big Bubba Rogers.
What a matchup. We got a new UWF Heavyweight Champion. John Ayers gave the belt to Big Bubba Rogers. This crowd is in shock. What a matchup. Doc, thank you for being with us. This man has got to be in your sights now.
I'll tell you, Jimbo, I've got my eye on that UWF belt. I'll tell you, it's a privilege to be out here with John Ayers. And thank you very much, John. I'm going to expect a lot out of everything going on. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll... Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, we have new UWF Tag Team Champions Rick Steiner and Sting. And ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday, April 12th in Atlanta's Omni, Rick Steiner and Sting defeated Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams. Let's go back in time and see the exciting conclusion of that championship tag team match.
Steiner and Taylor, after a tremendous collision, both men down. Referee Edwin Falk with the double count as Steiner makes the tag to his partner Sting. Terry Taylor makes the tag to Adams. Adams in now, a hard kick to the midsection, and man, he just leveled Sting. Again, the same to Steiner, as Chris Adams is cleaning house on these two powerful athletes. Adams takes Sting into the turnbuckles, sends him for an arm whip into the other side, and a back body drop on both men. Man, I'm telling you, Adams is cleaning house. Terry Taylor's down. He has lost a lot of blood. Steiner, oh, watch out, Adams. Man, Steiner just buried the knee into the kidney of Chris Adams, and he collapses. Terry Taylor's back up. What stamina this man has. What a well-conditioned athlete. Terry Taylor fires Steiner out of the picture and leaves Sting and Adams in, but Eddie Gilbert on the outside of the ring with the UWF Tag Team title belt, and Chris Adams reverses it, firing Sting's head into the turnbuckle. Eddie Gilbert's plan backfired. Oh man, Adams just about had the 3 count as Edward Falk signals a 2 count. Adams pounding his head on the mat. It looks like Adams is planning his next move. Could it be the super kick? Sting getting up very slowly. It looks like Adams is setting for it. Here it comes. If he connects, and he does! Man, he just about took Sting's head off. Eddie Gilbert trying to revive Sting on the outside of the ring. But Sting has got to be out. Oh, it looks like Sting is lacerated. He is in bad shape. Eddie Gilbert's just standing there. What's he doing? Oh man, he took the ankle of Chris Adams while Edward Falk was distracted by Taylor and Steiner on the outside of the ring. Edward Falk down for the count. Sting hooks the leg and secures the 3 count. Terry Taylor on the outside of the ring, still fighting with Steiner. He thinks they won the match. He was distracted just like Falk was. What a match. How in the world could Edward Falk ever keep up with it? It looks like Sting and Steiner are the new tag team champions. You see the mask of crimson on the face of Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor very upset. Adams still bewildered. But we have new Universal Tag Team Champions. Terry Taylor very upset over it. This one is surrounded in controversy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live here on the Universal Wrestling Federation Pandemonium as gentleman Chris Adams and his partner Terry Taylor will take on Bob Bradley and the Red Devil here on the UWF. As soon as Carl Fergie gets them settled down, 1 man in, 1 man out. There's the bell. And we have the former UWF Tag Team Champions. The bell has sounded as this great crowd here at our Universal Wrestling Federation taping, taking advantage of all the great action, and we've got so many more great matches. These matches from here on to the conclusion of the program will be standby events. Gentleman Chris Adams in there against Bob Bradley. Bradley from Washington, D.C., Chris Adams from Stratford-on-Avon, England, now making his home very proudly in Dallas, Texas. Side headlock applied by gentleman Chris Adams. As you can see on that tape, a lot of controversy surrounding that match. I hope to talk to Chris. Penny predicament. Nice arm drag takedown by Chris Adams. And a second one. Adams with a drop kick. And Bob Bradley all the way outside. Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams are a tremendous tag team combination. However, as I have tried to mention, that match did have a great deal of controversy, and I hope to talk to Adams and Taylor before the hour concludes. And Bob Bradley brought back into the ring very unceremoniously. There is the tag. Here comes popular Terry Taylor. Taylor and Adams showing that great teamwork that they possess. They're a great team. Reversal by Bob Bradley, and Bradley very quick makes the tag. And then comes the Red Devil, who has a very unorthodox style, to say the least. Goes along with his very unique ring attire. The Red Devil backing Taylor into the corner. But Taylor moves out of the way. And now TT is back on the attack offensively. Snap suplex by Taylor. Quick tag. Great teamwork by these two men. Adams off the second rope. We'll see rookie sensation Steve Cox in the hour, along with Chavo Guerrero and the new tag team champions Rick Steiner and Sting, also scheduled to be one of our standby matches in the hour if time permits. A near fall there. Adams, snap mares, and Chris Adams and Terry Taylor have controlled this match. And Adams with a tactical error, the devil moving out of the way. Missed the clothesline. Oh, that super kick! Who? That super kick! He is out! The devil is out! But Terry Taylor wanted to come in. Chris Adams could have pinned, could have had a 20 count there. But Taylor, with that knee right to the head, it's merely academic here. Even though he didn't need to make the tag, Adams made it. Taylor got the fall. Terry Taylor and Chris Adams are winners.
Your winners, Terry Taylor and Chris Adams.
And ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. I'm going to try to talk to Terry and Chris in just a few moments. Don't you go away.
Ice cream is scrumptious.
Ice cream?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Universal Wrestling Federation. That was a great victory for Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams. Now, a few fans watching on television, the footage that we saw, the videotape that we saw from Atlanta's Omni, where Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams lost the UWF Tag Team Championship to Rick Steiner and Sting, had a great deal of controversy at the end of that match. Terry, I want to address with you now about this tag team situation, because there is a lot of unanswered questions that would appear from the camera angles of the videotape.
There's a lot of questions to be answered. I'm not upset with Chris about losing. It's okay. We're a great team, but I think that's in the past. In professional wrestling, sometimes, Chris, like you told me in the car, a lot of times, sometimes you got to go your own way.
Could I just intervene here, please, Jim? The fact is, you know, when you lose your grip, you start to slide. And I think that Terry and I make a fantastic tag team, and I'd like to talk more about where our mistake was at that particular point in time, if you don't mind, Terry. Because I feel if we can point the problem that happened there in the Omni, then we can sort a few things out, because, you know, we look after each other's back, we get on well as a tag team, we were the champions for a long time.
You're right, we were a great team. You're right, that's water under the bridge, I think, like you said, Jims. Told me behind these little closed doors that you thought we were a great tag team, but sometimes you have to leave what's behind you behind. I'm not losing my grip, brother. It's just time to move on. I think you guys are pushing me a little bit on it. I think I've made up my mind. I've made my point clear. Jim, nice seeing you. Hi, everybody. Maybe some other time.
Well, apparently, we didn't really get to the issue that I wanted to address. We have another match that will be on its way to the ring in just a few moments, but I wanted to ask a couple more questions, to be very honest about it.
Well, you know, Jim, I don't really know exactly what happened there in the Omni, and I wanted Terry and I to kind of talk it over and find out exactly what happened and why we did lose the belts, because under my, you know, I still don't know to this day what happened.
Well, there's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure right now on everybody.
There is a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and I wish Terry was here so we could discuss it in front of everybody and the millions of viewers out there watching.
Well, hopefully you and Terry Taylor, I'm sure you'll get that situation addressed. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got action in the ring. The Super Ninja against the rookie sensation, Steve Cox. I'm sorry, Chris, we didn't get to the bottom of this. We'll address it at another time.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that I wanted to get a little bit more in depth regarding that tag team situation, and a lot of pressure that these men are under, the travel schedules, the championship regiment that they had to maintain. But we'll address that situation. I'm sure there's no problem, and we'll be talking to both men at length at a future date. The rookie sensation, Steve Cox, a local favorite in the Universal Wrestling Federation because he really earned his athletic reputation with the University of Tulsa, playing football for the Golden Hurricane. He's Steve Dr. Des Williams' protege. He's got one of the greatest teachers in wrestling today, and Cox has got a lot of ability, but he is in a lot of trouble here with a very tough man from the Far East, the Super Ninja. Double undercut. Beautifully executed suplex by the martial arts expert, and Cox, showing his upper body strength, kicks out. Cox and the Ninja Steve Cox has really come a long way. What a great young athlete he is. Cox with a great athletic move. He's got the ninja down. The ninja kicks out. Cox didn't quite have him set. Steve Cox now with a side suplex. Cox floating over. Great fight in the leg. 1, 2, and 3.
Your winner, Steve Cox.
The sensational rookie, Steve Cox, keeps that winning streak alive. And we'll be back with more exciting UWF action, highlighted by high-flying Chavo Guerrero after this timeout. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Universal Wrestling Federation. In recent weeks, Gary Young and Chavo Guerrero have had one of the most heated feuds in wrestling. Let's recap the Chavo Guerrero-Gary Young incident via this videotape replay. Lateral press after the elbow, and he didn't grab the leg, didn't grapevine the leg there at all, Ken. Perhaps that was a little lax in Gary Young's part. Perhaps it was, perhaps it wasn't. He did not get the pin in any event.
He sure didn't, and the added leverage of hooking the leg would have only been an advantage to him. Maybe it's his cockiness, I don't know. But see, there he is, taking the shortcuts instead of trying to beat the man with legitimate wrestling moves.
Chavo Guerrero's got 39,000 reasons why he wants Gary Young in the ring, and very, very soon that situation could be settled. And Mr. Young could easily be $39,000 richer. And the consequence that Chavo Guerrero faced for him personally may even be more humiliating. But be that as it may, Jeff Rates competing was a great move. Side headlock. Rates has shown a lot of offense here. We haven't seen that spark in him as of late.
We sure haven't, and he's sure taking the fight to Gary Young. Uh-oh.
Rates and Carl Fergie, the referee, really collided there. Fergie completely caught unaware, and now Young knocking Jeff Rates right. Young just elbowed the official. Now that is uncalled for. That is to keep him down.
Oh, and he's run Jeff Rates into the post while the referee is down.
This is, this is not called for whatsoever. I saw Chavo Guerrero going by here.
Watch him, Jim. He's going to the top rope. He's gone to the top rope. Oh, that's so dangerous.
Chavo Guerrero. Chavo's in the ring. Race is virtually out. Chavo has elbowed Gary Young. This one just could very easily backfire right here. He got it.
He got him. He counted him down, Jim.
Jeff Rates got the pinfall on Gary Young. The crowd here went nuts.
Oh, I saw that too.
When Gary Young lost to Jeff Rates.
Yeah, but what happened?
A little bit of
Chavo interfered.
Little help from Chavo Guerrero.
See that once again. You saw it, didn't you? Go ahead and admit it.
I just saw it looked like a karate thrust from the Super Ninja. Guerrero goes down like a ton of bricks.
Good way around there. Good neck breaker. Ninja.
Oh, he did interfere. I'm not going to say
no, it's okay. If you want to overlook that, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay.
He did interfere.
Chavo's supposed to get beat now, so it'll make up for it. That's all right.
I found it somewhat shocking that the outcome of the match is off.
You did.
Exchanging chops, and man, they're nailing them.
Okay, let's see here. Off into the ropes, back down. He drops over. Chavo's up on the second rope. There's not many men can do that. Oh, wow.
Chavo hesitated just a little right there. And that made and the referee has been knocked out of the picture.
He's down.
Chavo with his version of the Sabat kick. Chavo's version of the super kick.
He's got him, but no referee. No referee. Who's that?
That's Gary Young.
That's true. Okay, what's fair is fair. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Gary Young, I'm all for him on this. Go ahead.
Those cowboy boots. Gonna come up on Chavo.
No!
Out of the way.
No! No!
What? Chavo Guerrero dragging the referee back in the ring. 1, 2, and 3.
We see it again. Gary.
Chavo is ready. He's seeing fire.
Now, he wants to fight now. Look at him. I guess it's...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see Chavo Guerrero in action. I'm sure he wishes it was Gary Young instead of Mike Boyette, who has his one-loss record is still perfect. It's 0 for a bunch. I'll tell you, this place, I'm still shaking. Literally, I've been shaking the last several minutes. A new Universal Heavyweight Champion. A shocking development. And that's not to take away from Bubba Rogers' ability, because he is awesome. I mean, what else can you say about the man? He is phenomenal. But that was one of the most physical, one of the hardest fought matches that I have ever witnessed in any arena in the world today. And is it surprising that it happened in the squared circle in the Universal Wrestling Federation? I think for our thousands of fans, the millions of fans that watch our program every week, it comes as no surprise to see that type of action. But we've got a new champion, as they say, and he is an awesome man. Mike Boyette and Chavo Guerrero. Guerrero, both these men are veterans, ladies and gentlemen. Guerrero, one of the great scientific stars that this sport has ever known. He knows counters and counters to counters, if there is such an object. His maneuvers, his aerial maneuvers off the second, the top rope, the things he does sometimes, as I have mentioned here on many occasions, defy description. But I'd like to see Chavo, man on man, one-on-one, Chavo and Gary Young, and finally get their situation settled. Chavo Guerrero, interesting, very interesting and a very unique maneuver. The flip into the leg trip, picking the leg up, kicking the other one. And now a version of the old bow and arrow hold, and I don't know another description for it, putting a great deal of pressure on the arm and the leg. Mike Boyette raking the eyes. That was about the only way that I'm sure Mike could figure a way to get out of it. Boyette with a hard elbow. He's looking for that first victory here on television. Boyette goes to the elbow, misses. Guerrero, this reverse savant kick. Chavo Guerrero on fire here. Chavo Guerrero's got him. Boom! Chavo Guerrero's belly-to-belly bear hug suplex. Lays grapevine. What a move and what a victory.
The winner, Chavo Guerrero.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with our first look at the new UWF Tag Team Champions after you hear this from the exciting Universal Wrestling Federation.
Look fast, because the hands on this watch are about to disappear. Now, look again, and they're back. Why do these hands disappear? Because they're not really hands at all. They're actually electronic pulses of light. Introducing the amazing laser beam wristwatch. Destined to become a legend in its own time, we believe it will soon be one of the most sought-after watches in history. However, as part of a special publicity campaign, we will send you one of these amazing new laser beam luxury watches. Not for the hundreds of dollars you might expect, but for only $10. But to get your amazing laser beam wristwatch for only $10, you must act now. If you call within the next 30 minutes, you can order a second laser beam watch for only $5, just half price.
To order, call 1-800-468-2600. That's 1-800-468-2600.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to say this has been one of the most exciting hours in Universal Wrestling Federation history. The new champion. And he is the heavyweight champion of the world. He is 6'8", 350 pounds, Big Bubba Rogers. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, you're a champion yourself.
That's right.
UWF television champion and an excellent athlete. What is your assessment of Big Bubba Rogers and what's going on with General Skandar Akbar behind the scenes?
Well, at first, Jim, I'll tell you, right when you said new and the UWF World's Heavyweight Champion, I've still got goosebumps all over my body, because I would love if someday to be in that position to stand here and say that I am the UWF World's Heavyweight Champion, or even be associated with somebody that's the World's Heavyweight Champion. And somehow or another, out of nowhere, here comes Big Bubba Rogers into the UWF and becomes, in just less than, say, 15 minutes, becomes the world's heavyweight champion. Everybody's dream come true, and because of one man. And how can that always happen? Because of Skandor Akbar, and somehow or another, he leads one man to the title, and when he sees that he's getting a little dusty, a little rough under the edges, he brings in the young guys. He says, maybe one man gang's a little bit too old to cut the mustard anymore. Let's go out and get Bubba Rogers. Let's spend a whole lot of money. Let's bring him in to mow down some people. Well, Akbar, I understand, and Jim, I want you to know this. I understand where Akbar's coming from, because I have a devious mind also, maybe a little bit more devious than you, Akbar. I know exactly where you're coming from. I know you probably do have the best, the most dangerous professional wrestler in wrestling today, but there's one thing he's got to watch out for.
They say he's not a wrestler. He's not a wrestler. He's a fighter. That's a deal.
That's what I mean. He's dangerous, but he's got to watch. And what I'm saying here is he's got to watch out, because we in the UWF, I don't like them, but they are good to a certain level. And what I'm talking about, will Big Bubba Rogers be able to stand up to Dr. Death, or will he be able to stand up to Ted DiBiase? That's the big question.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new UWF Tag Team Champions, Rick Steiner and Sting, will go against Jeff Rates and Mike Reed here on our regularly scheduled bout on the Universal Wrestling Federation. One fall or television time remaining. And I have been handed a note that I am to report to the dressing room here in a few moments. And that should be an interesting situation. I've been asked to come to the dressing room. I will do so momentarily. But right now, we've got action in the ring. Perhaps the most awesome young tag team combination in the world today. Rick Steiner and Sting. They are the holders of the coveted UWF Tag Team Championship. There's the tag. Jeff Rates will come out. And Rick Steiner, who is awesome, the All-American from Michigan. His partner, Sting. The pride and joy right now of Hot Stuff International. And they are the UWF Tag Team Champions in immaculate condition. And they may have taken the titles under controversial means from Adams and Taylor, but they had been defending them with vengeance, and that clothesline off that second rope almost decapitated Mike Reed. There's a tag. Steiner back on that second rope. Sting with his strength has got elbow right to the head off the second rope. And that's all. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm headed to the dressing room, but while I'm there, listen to this about the UWF Training Center.
Universal.
As I mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, a few moments ago, General Skandor Akbar summons me to the dressing room here. And General, I know you obviously have something on your mind standing here with Big Bubba Rogers.
I told you people from time to time, when you go out with that lackadaisical attitude and that complacency and devastation, you get your walking papers. That should explain it for the one-man gang. You got a little lazy gang, and I don't tolerate it, and you know it. And as for Big Bubba, I paid a big premium because he's a big, nasty, diabolical individual. And I'm going to serve notice from here on out, whether it be Dr. Death or Ted DiBiase or anybody else that wants to cast their head in a circle. I will gladly oblige. Now, if it's long green this man needs, I can supply it. As I've said before, devastation is still number one. It amazes me at my managerial genius, because I'm always one step ahead of everybody else in this business. The general and the godfather tells you something, you go to the bank, and this man's going to make a lot of trips to the bank.
He's the new champion, General. I'd like to ask him right here now how it feels, Big Bubba, to be the...
Big Bubba. I'll do the talking for Big Bubba. No trouble. The big man from Louisville is going to do a little havoc wreaking all across the UWF. And that doesn't go only for Dr. Death and Teddy. Anybody else, the American Dream, or anybody else that wants to sign opposite of that dotted line, I'll gladly oblige, because devastation has the meanest, the nastiest man, I'll emphasize, M-A-N, walking the face of the earth today. And when he gets in that squared circle, people, you're going to remember Big Bubba, no trouble.
Ladies and gentlemen, those comments from General Skandar Akbar, and apparently, General, do you have anything else to add?
That's it. That's all you need to know for the time being.
Ladies and gentlemen, right here next week on the program, quite obviously, we will address this situation much more in detail. We'll also have a tremendous match involving one of the great stars in the Universal Wrestling Federation, Magnum TA. You will see a great match in the past with Magnum TA here next week on the UWF. In 2 weeks, Magnum TA will be with us live, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Also, next week, Steve Dr. Death Williams takes on Wild Bill Irwin. It's going to be a tremendous hour for our whole crew. I'm Jim Ross. We'll see you next week on UWF Wrestling. Wrestling.